So I chose to tie-dye everything I could find. So I still had that tie-dye party kit that I bought for the Peter Rabbit shirt that I made, Peter White. And I still have half the kit left. But anyways, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to use the colors from half the kit that were all in the bottles because I still had two open and I didn't want them to go bad or whatever. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. So I went to a thrift store. First of all, I went through my house and took anything white that I could take, including some of my mom's stuff. And then I went to a thrift store and got a few other odd white things to see what would happen to these things. Technically, the dye says you're supposed to use only natural fabrics, so I wanted to see how did each thing go. And it also specifically called out using jean, so I wanted to use jean and see how that went, which was fun. So a lot of different types of fabric in this attempt, and they all react differently to the dye. It was fascinating to see. Like when I was first going, I thought, oh wow, this color just doesn't work, but then the color pops up in a different type of fabric. So it was really freaking interesting to see what on earth sciencey something is happening here with this fabric. So I don't know. So anyways, I needed a bucket, a big bucket with a lot of water so that I could put the soda ash in it. So I soaked the stuff in my mom's macrame bucket. I took all of her macrame cord out and put it on the floor in the apothecary and then took her bucket so I could soak all that stuff in soda ash for the about approximate hour-ish that you do it. 5 minutes to an hour, however long you feel like doing it. So anyways, blah, blah, blah. So I soaked that stuff and then you bring it out a bit before you bring it over here to do this step. So it's still a little damp, but not sopping. And then I have a couple of craft pans. I wouldn't recommend using pans you eat on just because the soda ash is like toxic or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while since I Googled it. Wasn't good for eating or breathing or something like that. Anyways, craft pans. So I'm using craft pans. Well, they weren't, but now they are craft pans. Anyways, I'm rambling really badly. So you put warm water too in the dye bottles that weren't already filled. There was only 2 that I had filled and then I filled the rest. Blah, blah, blah. So I take all of the stuff and I wring them out and put them in that pan in the back so that they're ready to go. And then I put them in the pan in the front and I can band them and then choose whatever color pattern I decide to choose. And for a lot of them, to roll it up, I just kind of did whatever. Like, it's kind of awkward trying to figure out how to roll up some stuff. I did like the way that I rolled up those jeans where I did the curly twist things and then bunched the top. That's a pair of jeans that may or may not go to my mom. They were supposedly her size at the store, but we don't know. We don't know. They're fun to play with. Anyways, all of this stuff's just been fun to play with and to see what happens with all the different fabric. So then I also had a pair of jeans, old white jeans that I wore like maybe one time in my life. I hate these jeans. Why can't I not get my train of thought back because of it? The jeans definitely came out differently. The ones I did for her versus me, because mine are like actual jean, the thick kind, and hers are like that see-through, like pockety, I'm going on a hike kind of pants. I don't know what those are called. So then I also did this sweatshirt. I found a relatively nice sweatshirt at the thrift store and I thought, hey, that's going to be fun to dye, right? Oh my God, it held almost no color. I was shocked and offended and disappointed. So that's going to need more to it because that shirt now just looks like someone spilled their art project on it. So anyways, and then this one, I found this like pajama shirt that had bear ears. I didn't know it was synthetic until okay, so like look at how much dye I'm putting into this. Seriously, like I'm saturating only 1/2 because I was curious if it came out, what would the backside look like, right? Okay, so also my duck. I took my duck off my bed. My third eldest sister bought this duck for me when I was I'm pretty sure it was my 8th birthday. So I've had this duck for a long time. It lives in my bed. Anyways, I took his neck bow off and put it on a statue in here instead so that I could dye him. And I put so much. It was literally the rest of the yellow and the orange bottles all over him. How much do you think that worked? My duck is definitely synthetic. Disappointed because I wanted my duck to be colored. I thought that would be fun. If my duck was like a kind of orangish, yellowish, I don't know. Maybe I'll dye the duck eventually with some other kind of dye, but this dye did not work for my duck. So that was sad because I thought it'd be so much fun, right? So my poor duck had to live away from me for 2 whole days for no reason. I mean, it was a try. It was so. Anyways, blah blah blah. I'm so bad rambling. Oh my gosh. So then you have to gotta, I got a brain today. I swear it's around here somewhere. So you have to rinse your stuff. Look, I got eyeballs. You got to rinse your stuff in the sink with cold water. I use a little warm because my hands are freezing and blah, blah, blah. So I had to be able to actually do it without like totally killing my hands. And then at the bottom of the sink, I put a pan that I dump every once in a while so I can tell if the water's running clear or not. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I also, when you do tie-dye, you're supposed to put it in a plastic bag or plastic to some degree, and then to keep the liquid in. And then I put it all in that giant trash bag just so that it'd all be contained in the giant mess, because it didn't have to, but it was going to sit there for 24 hours. It said 12 to 24, so of course I went with 24. Did I finish that whole thought? I feel like it might have. So anyways, when you've rinsed it all out, you throw it in the laundry. It just said wash like normal with like items. Well, conveniently enough, I had an entire load of like items. I also threw in here all the stuff that I ruined throughout the project. So like my mom's Christmas towel, I thought, oh my goodness, I ruined another one of her Christmas towels. Why do I keep using those for crafts? Oh my goodness, like just slapped me in the head. And then there were other towels too that wound up getting dye on them because I was spilling all over the counter. So anything that I felt like was contaminated, I washed. Also, I got dye on multiple shirts. I think 3 different shirts that I wore that project for the 2 days wound up having to go in the laundry. It's not the entire thought. Did I say the thought? You wash that all together. And I just washed it with a regular pod on a regular load. And then dried it like normal too. And then I checked this morning to see what did I get. I didn't feel like doing this last night. I was so disappointed that the duck was completely back to normal. It was like 100% normal. I bet the stuffing in there, well, actually, if it's synthetic, it's probably also back to normal. Okay, well, whatever. And then these 2 funky old bras, they look a lot worse now, honestly. It looks it's like a moldy cheese situation here. Oh, okay. So, and then this is the jean that I was trying to say, like the thin, you're going hiking pants. I don't know what these are called, these capris here. They had so much purple over them, all over them when I did them. And then I thought, oh no, the purple just doesn't work. Okay, well, that's not true. That's only true in these certain objects. So weird. And then this like overshirt, whatever you call bolero. Is that what this is? I know absolutely nothing about clothes. This overshirt thingy with armholes and like a front held color pretty well. It didn't blend how I thought it would, and it's funky in my opinion because so much color sits at the front and there's no color on the back. But the color held vibrantly, so that was fun. And then what am I holding here? I think this is my mom's skirt. Yes, this is my mother's skirt. So she said I could dye her hippie skirt, as I believe she calls it. She likes, there's some singer like Nikki or something, Stevie Nicks. Her name is Stevie Nicks, who wears the skirts. My mom really likes that, the skirts and the chick. So anyways, that's also what these skirts are referred to as by us. So her skirt did hold the blue and the green somewhat, but that's it. And then these are the other jeans. The jeans also held those pretty well, and a shocking splash of the yellow decided to show up just on these jeans. The yellow doesn't really show up anywhere else, in my opinion, other than that one random sports bra. And then none of the pink or purple, I don't think, showed up on those jeans either. So that was weird. Okay, what object is this? A t-shirt. The t-shirt did show, sort of. It washed all the colors out kind of a lot in the middle. So it needs something going on in the front because it's like totally plain, in my opinion. Like just on one side. The socks didn't hold anything. Apparently the socks are synthetic too. And then this bare hood completely did not hold a stitch. So if you remember how much dye I put in there, it didn't hold anything. And then this sad sweater of blandness too. So that was a fun experiment. Thanks for watching.